Hey everyone, welcome to Rock Solid Productions, giving you an inside behind the scenes look at our filming on the, on the Retron 1 HD. So we'll do some Q&A later on after the main filming is done, but at least wanted to give everyone kind of a behind the scenes look of how we do things. So you're not going to see me do a whole lot to this camera here. I've got the primary camera up there, so I'm going to turn comments on. Comments are on, so feel free as you're watching. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer it after we're done with the overall recording. This is something that I will eventually put behind a pay window and will be exclusive to our Patreon customers, just so you know. Check everything on the camera one last time. Yeah, looks like we're good. Actually, I'm going to stand here. Make sure I'm not cutting off my head or anything, because I am using a slightly different filming location right now. We're going to double check that everything is as it should be. I apologize for having my hip in the camera right now too. Nope, that is not going to work, and I have to move things here, so bear with me for a moment, folks. We're going to slide you over this way. Because I need a longer shot. The shadow on the right hand side, but not much I can do about that right now. So there, we're here. Hi everyone, as you're joining us in progress here, we're starting our filming review on the Retron 1 HD. Just adjusting a few things here before we hit the record button. Figured to give everyone an inside look at what goes into making one of our rock solid videos. So if you have any questions as we go on, please feel free to leave it there in the comments. I'm going to adjust this for you guys to try to take care of some of the glare here so you don't get quite as much. But I think, let me just double check the camera one last time. We're ready to rock and roll. Hoochie coo. Three, two. Hi everybody, welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where today we're going retro gaming with the Hyperkin Retron HD. And this is a variation of an existing console that they've had in the past, but it does a lot of really cool updates that I think you're really going to like. Now, as you've seen in our unboxing videos, it is designed to play out of the box your original Nintendo Entertainment System games. So basically, the games from the big gray box that we have here. But unlike this monstrosity, you don't have to use one of these crappy adapters to hook it up to a modern TV such as this, where the NES just had your video and audio output or your RF if you're really hard up back in the 80s. God, what a long time ago that was. Out of the box, the Retron HD is equipped with an HDMI output. It can do both 4x3 or 16:9, depending on where you have the switch on the back of it flipped. It comes out of the box equipped to perform, and with about a $50 price tag, expectations are high. Now, there are other systems out there, and we are going to compare the Retron HD to them in this video and in some future videos too. But just to give you an initial overview, out of the box you do get the console itself, which, as you can see, draws inspiration from the original Nintendo Entertainment System. The venting on the side here is mimicked on this side here. The Player 1, Player 2, almost a perfect replica of what the original was. And even the power and reset buttons, very similar to what the original NES had. In addition to that, you do have, your regular color scheme as well. They tried to mimic the feel and the look of the original NES as much as possible. It will play your original Nintendo Entertainment System games, or as you see here, wondering what this red cartridge is that's facing backwards, this is actually a 60 to 72 pin adapter designed to allow you to play Nintendo's Famicom games on an NES. These are available for under $10 on eBay. That's where I got mine here. But the neat thing, or weird thing about it, is the fact that it actually gets plugged into the system backwards. Now, it does come with everything that you need to get up and running right in the box. It is a complete system that includes what they call their cadet controller, and as you can see here, it is very much inspired by the original NES controller. Now, one thing I will say that they have done on here is they've updated the ergonomics on it to make it a lot more comfortable to hold. On the back of it, and again, we took a closer look in our unboxing videos, where it has, a lot of people think these are humps. Actually, if you compare the thickness of the controller here to an original NES controller, it's the same thickness here. They thinned out this part, and that just gives you a more comfortable area to hold and grasp. They've also given a slight rounding to the corners here to make it easier so you don't have those points digging into your hands as you're gaming. They've also dog-eared the corners of the controller, very similar to the dog-ear on the front of the system too. It's kind of a Hyperkin thing. It's one of their trademarks. Balance, field, precision feels just as good as the original system. Now, one of the cool things is, unlike the NES Classic that used the controller ports off of the Wii and the Wii U, this actually uses a regular NES style connector, which means in the future, if you would want to go out and upgrade your game, you can do so with the NES Advantage, probably the best controller ever made for the original Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES Max, which, if you saw, I just recently added this one to my collection, or pretty much any peripheral designed to work with the original Nintendo Entertainment System will work with this. Now, because it is designed to use on the flat panel TV, the light gun games are not going to work. Now, I mentioned HDMI, I mentioned flat panel just now, but this system does actually come with and is equipped with AV ports on the back too. So if you have an old style CRT TV or a tube TV or a projection TV, you can still hook it up with it. It won't give you the best picture, but it is a way for you to get this system working on those old style TVs. Now, speaking of the TVs, we have here playing Donkey Kong. We are going to play some games for you right now too, and kind of give you a look and feel of what it actually plays like. So what we're going to play, it's going to be the same group of games pretty much that we test most of our NES consoles with. So we have the original Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Like I mentioned, the light gun games will not work on the flat panel TVs. Contra. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, where we're going to take you through and play you through Piston Hana the first time. Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, which is problematic with some NES clone systems. Donkey Kong, which you see here, and this is the Famicom version of Donkey Kong. And again, the reason for this one is there are reports of Donkey Kong being an issue on some clone systems. And Kirby. So we're going to pop these in and get some gameplay going. Let's see how it plays. Now those of you watching this live, just so you know, I've actually already filmed this footage and will be voicing it over shortly. Hope everybody got to enjoy the eclipse today. So put that on backwards there. There we go. And make sure we're recording here for our second part, and we are. So yes, the Retron1 HD does play games and does a great job doing it. I had a great experience with it. One of the things of note, as I mentioned in the footage there, the audio seemed a little bit off. And in talking to some folks that I know that are in the video production field, what we're thinking is that the way that they are replicating the NES system on this, they've actually perhaps sped up the frame rate a little bit to be able to utilize it on a 720 or a 1080 screen, which is also inadvertently raising the pitch on the audio. That could be what's going on. Now another thing on the Retron HD is the fact that unlike the Retron 5, and that's been a controversial system, some people don't like the way that they use some of the source code to develop their system. I understand that. But the Retron 5 is actually a really nice all-in-one unit, just my personal opinion. But the Retron 5 uses emulation to basically dump the ROM that's on each of these cartridges to onboard memory, and then plays it that way. So you're not exactly playing your game, but you are, but you're not. Anyways, the Retron HD is actually playing the game off of the cartridge. That's why I'm going to power off. I've got Kirby on right now. I'm going to turn Kirby off. Wait a second. We've got our blue screen. Power it back on. And there you can see it loads right up, unlike the Retron 5 where it has to dump the ROM and everything on there. It does a very good job. I like the way the color palette really comes close to what the original NES's was. It's better color replication than some of the other systems out there, most notably the one that we recently tested, the Gamerstech 8-bit HD. The color was a little bit more spot on that. However, this system costs almost twice as much. You're looking at a system of about $30 in the Gamerstech 8-bit HD to a system that's almost $50. So you would expect a little bit higher quality. And quite honestly, the build quality felt about the same. With the Gamerstech system, you actually get two controllers, and while the Cadet controller here is really nice, it's not $20 nice, at least not a $20 price difference between what both systems cost out of the box. Both include all the hookups. I do like the fact that this uses a micro USB port. Sorry about that. It uses a micro USB port for power. What's nice about that, I'm actually providing power off of my television here. So I don't have to use the little power brick that it comes with. Again, if you want to see everything that the system comes with, make sure you check out our unboxing video right up there. So the system works and works well. It played everything that I threw at it, yet I'm not satisfied, and I don't know why. And it's not that it delivered an inferior experience or anything like that. It worked great. I guess I saw everything that the Gamerstech 8-bit HD did at a lower price, and that kind of has me wishing that this had a little bit better audio and had a little bit sharper video. But, I mean, that's just me having played one versus the other, and look for our full shootouts now. You know, I'm going to actually redo that whole bit. So there you have gameplay footage on the Retron HD from Hyperkin. It's a really, really nice system and pretty much played everything that I threw at it, from your traditional run and gun like a Contra, your platformer in Super Mario Brothers, to the Japanese import using the cart adapter like Kirby's Adventure here. Now at $50 it is more expensive than some of the other systems that are out there, and a few things of note. First of all, unlike the sister console to this, the Retron 5, which works off of emulation, this is actually duplicating hardware. It's not an FPGA or a field programmable, I forget, whatever the whole, like the don't get too complicated, man. Don't get too complicated. So there you have our gameplay on the Retron HD from Hyperkin. And it played pretty much everything that we threw at it, from classic platformers like Super Mario Brothers, to run and guns like Contra. Punch-Out did not feel any real lag or latency there. Also, it's kind of cool that it will play games such as Kirby's Adventure using the 60 to 72 pin adapter. I've played the system on a couple different TVs, works great on all of them. Now one thing of note, as we mentioned in the gameplay itself, the audio still seems a little off, like with some of the other systems that we've tested. One of the things that we're thinking is that they have perhaps increased the frame rate, the frame speed and everything in the game to make it work well on today's modern TVs, and inadvertently it has also raised the pitch slightly. If you take a look at our teaser video that we have out there that compares the 4 recent systems that we've tested, the Retron HD, the Gamerstech 8-bit HD, the Retron 5, and this bad boy here using this piece of crap, you can see how the audio starts and they're all in sync, but as the gameplay goes on, it gets more and more out of sync, and I'm thinking that has to do with the clock speed internally on these systems. Now I don't know which one was better or worse as far as higher pitch. I didn't measure that. I do know to my ears it didn't sound quite right. Now, it looked great. The color palette looked very close to the original NES system, which I really, really liked. I appreciated that authentic feel as I was playing. And like I say, it played pretty much everything that I threw at it. For about a $50 price tag, it works and works well. And one of the cool things about it is Hyperkin stands behind their products too. Anytime I've ever had an issue with a Hyperkin product, whether it's been one of their controllers, whether it's been my Retron 5, all I've had to do, pick up the phone, give them a call, shoot them an email, hit them up on social media, and Hyperkin has had me taken care of. So I really do appreciate that fact too. Now this is a lockdown system, unlike the Retron 5, so it's not like you're going to get future firmware updates. What you have out of the box is what you have. So what they got right, it works and works well. I love the style that they have on it and everything. The compatibility with the different accessories. The fact I could use my NES Advantage and it worked perfectly. The little details like the power and reset button, how close they duplicate what was on the original. What I'd like to see improved on it a little bit, the audio. Definitely the audio was off to me. Other systems provide, well, the Cadet is a very comfortable controller. It's not a $20 price tag difference controller to me. And at $50, the Retron 5 is $20 more than the 8-bit HD from Gamerstech, and that does include 2 controllers. They're very similar as far as functionality. Stylistically, they look differently, they feel differently in the hand. They're both about the same performance-wise, quite honestly to me. I'd like to see a second controller included. I do love the fact that for those who would hook it up to a tube-style TV or projection TV, it does have stereo outputs on it, so you don't need a Y harness. That is a bonus versus like the original, where you need a Y harness or a mono to stereo type cable to hook this up to a TV such as this. The HDMI cable that comes with it's about 3 feet long. I'm glad they include one. A 4 or 6 footer would be a little bit nicer. It is a low power draw unit, as I mentioned. It's playing using power off of my television, so it doesn't need a whole lot to get and keep running right out of the box. Overall, it's a really stout system. Now make sure you stay subscribed to our channel. Just hit the subscribe button, because we are working on a shootout between the Retron HD that we have here and our recently reviewed Gamerstech 8-bit HD, which we've also mentioned here on the channel too. We're even going to compare it to Old Faithful and the Retron 5 too. Really interesting. Make sure you check out our sneak peek, like I mentioned. That kind of gives you an audio and visual difference between all 4 consoles. I was a little surprised at which one does the best job matching colors, which one sound-wise was better. It was an enlightening experience, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it too. If you do like what you see here, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. When you subscribe, you'll get a little alert every time we do post new videos, anytime we go live. Like right now, we're actually broadcasting live on YouTube down there. So there's the main camera, there's our secondary camera that we're sharing this experience with, kind of giving people behind the scenes of what we do here at Rock Solid Productions. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to email us at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Rock Solid Studios, and you can also follow us on Facebook at the link right there too. So again, we have the Retron HD from Hyperkin. It's a very good NES clone. Are there betters out there? Yeah, there are some ones that do things differently, but for this price point, like if you compare this to an AVS, night and day difference. The audio, the video is going to be better on an AVS, but at that point you're spending more than 3 times what this system here costs. For a budget-friendly system, it does a damn fine job, and it would be a good addition to anyone's collection. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Alrighty-o folks, if you have any questions down there in the live chat, we're going to turn you around here real quick. And you can actually watch if you want to stay tuned. We're going to do our voiceover work. And so like I mentioned earlier on, we have all of our footage pre-recorded. Just makes it a little bit easier. But now what I'm going to do is actually rewatch my footage back and comment on it as I play. So it's kind of an interesting thing to see me talk to myself. I'll also try to recreate the original frustration and everything as I push my couch back, or love seat actually here. So I know not everyone always gets to see how YouTubers create videos and such, so I figure this will give you kind of an inside look here as we try to get the, you don't want to look at the ceiling. Here, we'll give you that look. How about that? There we go. At least for now, we'll get the computer, the lappy-tappy rocking and rolling. The mail, what, the email. Let's see who we all have on board watching too. I just didn't like that. You know what? I'll just hold it like there. So, and in a moment here when we have the footage up on the laptop, I'll actually show you that so everyone can watch along as we record our voiceover work. And for that, I'm going to need my phone too, because that's what I use for capturing the audio. And that is the, not the 8-bit HD. That is something I left downstairs. Great, I need to go grab a thumb drive because I'm dumb. Well, at that point what I'm going to do then, folks, is I'm going to cut you loose. Here's, you know, just kind of a look again at the new set and everything we have working here. That's going to get hung on the wall eventually, and we've got new storage coming and stuff. And so if you do have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And thanks for watching if you stopped by. Look forward to showing you the final review when it's done. Take care.